Hello, everybody. Happy New Year's. Welcome to 2023. We are off to a chaotic, beautiful start, and I hope so are you. Maybe less chaotic, maybe not. Whatever you prefer. Um, I don't, I'm not gonna come in your jam. Okay. First of all, let me quickly do some introductions. My name is Shubham. I am going to be the game master for today. We are going to be playing Sexy Battle Wizards, and I would like to introduce you to our Sexy Battle Wizards. Vivek, if you could take it away.
Hi everyone, I'm Vivek, and I will be playing Oscar. He is a sexy battle wizard who is, well, sexy because he is ethereal and elegant and carries himself with a certain je ne sais quoi. He is a battle wizard because he has a formidable doom fist. And he's a wizard because he follows the way of the beasts. What's that supposed to mean? Well, I have no idea. We're going to make it up as we go along. Chirag?
Hi, I'm Chirag. Good to see you guys here. Anyone who's hard of sight, wearing a navy top, showing a bit too much chest hair. I apologize for that. And
Never
yes,
apologize for that, buddy. Never
yeah.
apologize.
And my resolutions is to have more sexy, more battle, and more wizards in 2023. Starting off with Normandy Leblanc, who really likes his tomb chain, which he definitely uses for Indiana Jones style stuff. You know, whipping across, taking things, and his sexiest thing is his majestic mustache. Not too long, but it's damn nice. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Almost full handlebar. It's getting there. It's
Well,
getting there.
I don't think I could ever rock a full handlebar, but I would like to try just to know what the experience is, right? Uh, all right. Before you guys go ahead and kind of build out these characters, we haven't assigned them their special numbers yet. I have a few announcements for everybody. Um, on Desis&Dragons, we'll be doing a Legend of Vox Machina watch party starting on Jan 20th, which is when the show premieres. So if you'd like to join us for that, join the server. And as always, there will be giveaways. So make sure you turn up for the stream for the watch party. Secondly, we have kind of grown a lot in the last year, so we need more help running the server, which is why we have mod applications open. If you would like to apply, please go ahead and find the link in the announcements post on the server. I'm not posting it over here because it's not for everyone, it's only for server members. And thirdly, we have Ari running a duet game jam on the server. So if you have a game that is meant for solo play or for two people, then you can submit it to the game jam by January 20th. And then from the 1st of Feb till the 15th of Feb, which is 14th of Feb is Valentine's Day. As you can tell, I'm a romantic. This bundle of games, 25 games or so, will be on sale on itch.io or itch.io, however you say that. So if you would like to partake and have a duet game or a solo game, make sure to sign up for that. Okay, those were the announcements. Our regular announcer is unfortunately not feeling too well, so I hope I did an okay enough job. And now it's time, I believe, to be introduced to the world of Sexy Battle Wizards. If you watched our stream for Help Ukraine, then you have some idea of what this entails. If not, then fasten your seatbelts. Don't watch this with your parents. And if you're under the age of 16, then definitely don't watch this. But other than that, we are in for a good time.
If you're under 16, watch it on mute so we get the watch time and the retention. But
Chirag, no, we cannot be saying things like that.
It will be filled.
All right. So, Sexy Battle Wizards. Our players over here are going to be members of the College Errant, an organization based in a magical flying castle that roves the land looking to avert arcane disasters and fight injustice. They have zero authority to do this. The cops hate them, but everyone hates the cops, so it's okay anyway. And they're wanted in several countries for collateral damage caused while saving the world. And that is not going to stop them.
Remember, ACAD, all cops are Dementors.
It's true. I don't know where I feel about that reference because it makes a Rowling reference, which I'm not a fan of, but at the same time, it's valid. So,
I mean, as long as we pirated, because she's lost 40% of profits.
I'll take it. You know what? Yes.
Don't pirate the stream. Wait, I don't
Not
know.
the stream. All right. This is so chaotic when Indrani's not here. Amazing. All right. So now that I've swapped us over to our character faces, Oscar, how would you rank your sexy, your battle, and your wizard? What will you
Oh,
assign a 1, 2, or 3 to?
well, I mean, Oscar has this, this je ne sais quoi, which, by virtue of the phrase itself being French, that boosts his sexiness considerably.
Mhm.
So he has a sexy of 3. But also, he is, fairly delicate in his build and fairly clumsy in the way he chooses to engage with the people whom he provokes with his sexiness. So he's got a battle of 1.
Mhm.
And he's, quite decent as a wizard, fairly serviceable. So a wizard of 2.
Amazing. I like it. And then Normandy, how would you rate your sexy battle and wizard?
Well, he is the epitome of je ne sais quoi, but not nearly as je ne sais as Oscar. So his sexy is a mighty 2. He spent most of his time tumbling through tombs he should not have gone into and escaping angry lovers he really shouldn't have offended. So his battle is 3, just for survival. Which means his wizard studies are just 1. He's only recently graduated from insert name of magical school here.
I
Yeah.
see, I see,
Can
and
make it to college.
I see that he's also now that he's transferred, his French accent is slipping a bit to blend into the local accent. Is that the case?
Yeah. Fine. Yeah, he's
He's
trying to
tr-
fit in, but occasionally it will just slip out. Occasionally he'll feel very embarrassed until it works out in his favor.
Gosh, I am going to enjoy the hell out of this. All right. All
Okay.
right. So the way the game works is because they've assigned 1, 2, and 3 to their stats, sexy, battle, and visit. That's the number of dice they get to roll when they are trying to accomplish any particular task that requires some level of difficulty. And then if they roll equal to the difficulty number, if they succeed, but something bad happens. If they beat the number, then they succeed and something good happens. And if they don't beat the number, then they fail, and also they mark a point of stress. So if you both have a notebook next to you, that's good. Just a way to track stress and determination. All right. And amazing. So let's get the ball rolling. You hear a thundering sound, and then a as whatever you were doing in the castle is interrupted by the jerk and shake and stumble of the castle coming to a vague halt in the air. And you can just feel as if a car that is suddenly braked too hard, the whole castle lurch a little. Oscar and Normandy, what were you doing before this happened?
Oscar, you want to start with your thing? Because my thing, I gotta put my pants on first.
Well, absolutely. So Oscar was just drinking tea, and you can see there's the multi-level, multi-tier sort of tray with all the biscuits and cakes and everything, and he's got his teacup and he's extending his pinky because obviously, like, and suddenly the tea spills. Everyone's, oh my word! It seems we have come to a rather unusual stop.
Yeah, is anybody else who joined you for tea?
I don't know. Is any some of the other wizards, or if Normandy's here, then if Normandy's not otherwise engaged?
Normandy's in a nearby room. Another teacher's like staff room. So he's stumbling forward, putting his clothes on, and says, Madame, Monsieur, I am so sorry for this interruption. Normally it's not nearly that explosive. I need to come sort this out. And then he comes out of that room into the teacher's lounge or wherever the wizard's lounge where they're having tea. He's putting on his doublet, putting on his vest backwards, and he's like saying, what happened there?
Well, I mean, far be it for me to, how should I say, spill the tea, but it appears we seem to have encountered some technical faults again. The castle seems to have come to a rather abrupt stop.
No, not again. Well, we have to. I guess we should probably figure out what's going on. and hope that it's just stopping and not going to fall. This is a floating castle, right?
This is definitely a flying castle that has just
For
come to-
now.
Yes.
For now. We should probably figure out what's going on. Who's in charge of, keeping this ship up?
The headmaster of this college errant is a person named Ray, pronouns they them, and they can usually be found in their headmaster office. They would have some idea, and of course, as members of the college errant who often take on tasks on their behalf, you would be able to reach them if you needed.
Ray by like Light Ray or Ray like Star Wars? R-A-Y or R-E-Y? I'm asking.
Sure, R-A-Y, yes.
Here we go. Well, let us find that ray of sunshine and get this back on the road. He's closing the door behind him that he was coming out from. So he's like, you good? You going to take a flask of that tea or?
Why, certainly. Would you like one as well? Basically, just pouring tea from the like eternally refilling teapot into several flasks for everybody.
This is the reason why I agreed to be to teach here with the eternal flask.
Any milk and sugars in there? Oh, never mind.
What do I look like? An Englishman? Please.
Indrani's in chat. So, hey, Indrani, we hope you feel better soon.
I love it. Also, thank you all for the subs. We have a hype train going because of that. And I also sincerely apologize to anybody who's French who happens to be watching. No offense. Okay. While you guys are discussing how to have your tea and who should be having tea, you do see a face appear in the tea as some, and it's constantly like flowing downwards out of the flask as the while talking, and it seems to sound like bubbles. And basically the voice goes, "Hey, oi! Come, you need to come to the office. The castle stop. Come, come, chop. Stop having tea all the time."
Well, I guess that this maybe just put a lid on that for now, and just
Don't
put
put a lid on me. Just
right. We need to go to the office.
Hey, maybe I'm having too much tea. He's already out. He's like got the door open. Is like motioning for us to leave. Come quickly before the staircases start changing again. I've only just figured out how they work.
Well, I mean, better you than me. I mean, the last I've lost track of which floor is a death trap now.
But that is the secret. They all are.
As you guys navigate your way through the castle's shifting nature, whichever fool wizard thought that was a good idea to create a castle with a shifting layout, you do find your way eventually to the headmaster's office. Now, this is an office that has gone through some recent reconstruction. The previous headmaster is no longer in position after the misadventures of some other people whose names we won't take over here. They were named Amara and something else.
Henrietta.
There we go. And they created enough trouble that the headmistress resigned. A new headmaster.
Was that because of the health and safety violations?
No, that was a different problem altogether.
It was parallel universes and all kinds of stuff.
So the headmistress was like, enough. However, Headmaster Ray has done a slight redesign of this office. It now looks more like a photo studio where they are constantly engaging in a new brand of magic, which is mixing photography and understanding souls. And they seem to constantly find new people to photograph. And there's a sneaking suspicion that there's a necromantic element to this, but no one's brave enough to really bring it up. Standing guard outside this open office is the voice that you heard through the water, and you realize it's the familiar spirit that kind of works as a messenger around these parts. And the spirit kind of goes like, "Yes, Ray's waiting for you. Come now, chop chop."
Starts adjusting his mustache because he imagines he'll be on camera. But like,
yeah.
how do I look?
You look
Oh, you look
okay.
mighty fine
Oh, you weren't
today.
talking to me. That's fine.
Oh, you
No one
look
wants to know
mighty
the
fine today.
spirits.
No,
No one wants to know the spirits' opinion. That's fine.
you look mighty fine today, Normandy.
Thank you. And he just looks he looks at the. Is she talking to us from like a basin, or is she like an actual person?
The spirit?
Yeah, the spirit like in humanoid form, or they just like
Yeah,
talking from a water?
humanoid form. They seem to they have this ability to blend into things, so they have their head popping out of the wall, but humanoid otherwise.
Ah, yes. I often also have my head in weird, unexpected places. I get that.
So, as Oscar's about to go into the headmaster's office, he's going to take his hat off and hang it on the spirit because apparently we just ignore the spirit at this point.
I see.
And
Yeah, the hat stays, and you're like, you just hear whispers like, "Good luck getting it back."
Opens up. Yeah. Is the door open, or is just like we have to like?
It's an open
kick it
office. Yeah, it's
Ah.
just an open studio.
Goes in, blinded by the light.
Accurately, yeah, you walk in and you hear the boom, boom, flash sounds around you as a bunch of photographs are taken and then also appear almost instantaneously as prints projected in front of you. And you see yourself uh, depicted in variations. This shows parts of you from the past, parts of you from what possibly could be when you're older. And also parts that don't quite represent you, but at some point might have. It is surreal to at least see them in front of you.
Oh my god! In this one, I'm a streamer on Twitch. Oh, what a dark timeline!
indeed, but on this one, on the other hand, it's well, if I may say so, picture perfect. And that's the one where basically Oscar sees himself dressed exactly the same way that he is now, because that is exactly the amount of self-indulgence that he has.
Amazing. Um, Ray walks in, this lean, delicate, kind of walking with a constant catwalk, wearing all black, but with only silver buckled shoes as the only standout element. Gentle blonde hair that kind of falls to the shoulders, going backwards. And otherwise, this ember skin tone that has a somewhat luminescent quality to it. And they look at you and goes wow, and while holding this camera, which is an odd contraption. It's a vintage camera with a lot of random stones jammed into it. They seem to glow with odd energies, and they're like, hmm, not my best work, but I do believe I got some interesting insights. uh, yes, you are Oscar and Normandy.
Why,
Yes,
yes.
director.
uh, uh, Both of you from which part of the world? This accent, I can't quite place it.
I'd like to think I'm a fairly well-traveled gentleman.
So it's all over the place.
Yeah.
I see. Very well. Well, I would like see. It seems we have run into a bit of an issue, and I was hoping to test out some of my teachers, as it were. So I thought, why not ask you to help us out with this task? As you can tell, our castles come to a halt, um, and it seems that something's gone wrong in the helm at the very bottom of the castle. Do you mind having a look?
Well, yes, absolutely. But before I do so, I must inquire. Are we gonna get paid for this, or is this a matter of? And then I gesture to the camera and say, "Working for exposure."
It's like a laughs, kind of giggles, like, good one. I've not heard it used like that before. Well, you will be provided your standard fare for doing any works for the college errands, of course.
That's a no, I believe. I whisper into Oscar. It's like, how many people have survived coming back from the helm? At the curiosity, is it like the girls' bathroom on the third floor where it's all ghosts?
Well, I do believe we have had a few deaths, but those were mostly because people forgot that they had to leave the helm once the engine started up.
Um,
Other than that, I think it's perfectly safe to go there. Well, unless there's something dangerous down there right now, in which case I'm sure you're more than up to the task.
you. Any idea what might have caused it before we head down there?
Or any number of things. It could be a simple malfunction in the engine room. It could be an errant wizard doing some kind of test that they're not supposed to. It could be something from outside. We don't know. I simply and points a bit to a magical depiction of the ship in the air. It's like, I seem to just have an alert from the helm, which is why I thought you should go check it out.
Got it. But it's autonomous. There's no janitor or person down there or pilot down there, right?
No. They are all up here mostly.
Yeah, good. Oscar, is there anything else? One last pose for the road.
Yeah. So Oscar sort of shakes his hair out, and his hair just starts to like spread everywhere, and strike a very dramatic anime pose, I suppose.
Normally takes in Charlie's Angel kind of pose near him, so he's in the shot as well. They didn't line up well, but they're both in the shot. He's curious how the futures will end up together, or the pasts.
You see the photo fly up, and Ray grabs it, looks at it, and goes, "Perhaps this is best saved for later." And as the lights flash again, Ray seems to disappear, and you all are left to your devices.
Gosh dang, Chekhov's brand cameras. All right, let's move.
All right. Making your way to the helm. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
We're heading down to the helm. That's
the path to the helm, you get to the ground floor easily enough. The stairs can lead you there. But there is no apparent way that just opens down to the helm. It's part of this rocky surface that's attached to the castle's, the foundations of the castle, right? That's where it all kind of goes down to. So there's no easy entrance. How do you want to try get in here? Of course, you could exit the castle if you're able to fly, or even climb rocks, but there's no visible door in front of you.
Well, I mean, I was going to save this pun for later, but given the setup you've had with all the photographs, so Oscar's got a bit of a wild side.
Yes.
He's going to turn into a mouse and crawl underneath the door.
Amazing. Are you climbing out of the castle? Is that the door you're taking?
So there was a door to the castle. So is the helm the basement of the castle? Yeah.
Yes, but there's no door leading to it.
Kind of like under the rocks and that kind of
thing.
Yeah. I'll go through the rocks then.
Okay. That should be possible enough. I'll say this is easy enough of a task that you don't really need to roll. However, when you step out, you are met with it's not your decision how you feel about it, but you are floating a few hundred feet above ground, and the cold wind here lashes against your fore, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I definitely chose the wrong animal to turn into.
The instinct to just
couldn't I be a polar bear?
The instinct to kind of frantically move your hands and has to be suppressed so that you keep holding on. However, as you're crawling here, you do see that there is a small cave-like entrance in the rocks itself that allows you entry there. How do you want to navigate this, especially because Normandy's still in the castle?
So can you say that again? I didn't quite catch that. So that was,
there's a cave that enters at outside of the castle, which you can get to as a rat who is climbing on rocks. How do you want to proceed? Because Normandy's still back in the castle.
Right. I'm gonna try and get into the cave and try and see if there's another doorway or something that I can open up to the castle itself.
Go into the cave. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
You make your way inside. Very dark. Do rats have dark vision?
You get a good sense of smell.
I'm not sure, but yeah, I suppose they could. I'll stick close to the walls and I'll rely on my sense of smell.
All right. I'll say this is a somewhat challenging task to do, so go ahead and roll. What do you want to use for this battle, I guess?
I think I'm being more wizard, right? Because I'm using my magic to try and deal with...
Sure, I'll give wizard to this, yeah.
Cool. So, what am I rolling against?
The difficulty is 4.
All right, well, I got a 5.
Okay. Easy enough, right? So yeah, sniffing your way through the underbelly of the castle, you pick up a lot of odd scents, but there's one that smells a lot like sulfur that stands out. Sulfur is not a smell that you should be expecting down here. Maybe in the potions lab, not over here. Uh, that at least leads you towards the helm. Uh, Once you get there, your vision starts to open up a bit more as you see a red glow coming out from behind the door that is over here. Um, this will lead you into the helm and whatever's in there.
All right. So do I have the choice between going in myself or getting a Normandy? Well, given how given how extremely sexy Oscar is, he is obviously going to do he knows what a sensible thing would be to do, and he's going to do the exact opposite. I'll go straight in there.
Amazing. You, Normandy, you're a massive boom as if a severe amount of fire has been vented out of an enclosed area. And you see smoke coming out from underneath the floorboards as Oscar, you open the door and are, of course, met with a wall of fire that just starts lashing outwards. How do you want to save yourself from this?
I am going to try and turn into a salamander.
Okay. You turn into a salamander. I'll say this gives you some protection against the fire. This is magical fire, and it is a massive explosion. There's also the aspect that there's force involved here. So the difficulty is 5. You can use Visit if you would like for this.
All right, let's see how badly this goes. Very badly. I got a 3 and a 1.
A 3 and a 1. Okay, you fail and you are shunted outwards. You go tumbling way out of the rocks because of the force of this. Are somewhat strange. Do mark a point of stress for this. And as you're shunted out, Normandy, your senses start to tingle. Your mustache starts to twitch as you can sense sense your ally who has gone way further than the bounds of the castle should allow for. Also, there's the weird, suspicious fact that there's smoke coming out from the floorboards. What do you want to do?
Where to, pity rat? Feeling a fear for my, my comrade who's turned into a rat for some reason. Going to use my magic, which we haven't declared yet.
Yes.
Holding for surprise, which is Secrets of Occult Shadowmancy. And so, using these very grand name, turn myself into shadow as I kind of just like go through the ground, just trying to like end up on the other side of where all the smoke and everything is. Try to see what it looks like, and more importantly, find my friend in whatever animal form he's taken.
You turn to shadow and reappear in the helm. It is an odd thing because you're using shadowmancy, which requires obviously shadows to be allowed to exist. And currently you are in a swirl of fire, which is making the place heavily illuminated. But also the thing is, light does have to cast shadow, and there are odd shafts of shadows being formed and passing at the same time very quickly. You appear here just in time to see as Oscar is currently flying out of the rocks and is about to start falling to what might be presumed his death, unless he's able to do something about it.
I pull up my large tomb chain.
Yes.
And then just like send it out. It kind of glows with shadow magic to basically latch onto his shadow so that I can like reach him, which should be long. He's probably the biggest thing because I imagine you're a big salamander, not like a tiny salamander. You're going for the magical one. So you might actually have the biggest shadow to like latch onto, like go in and try to wrap around you. It's like, you're not going without me. I just try to.
I'm going to say you have to roll for this to see if you can get as far as them. It's not a very high difficult. It's up to you. Battle is if you're rolling. You're using your battle skills, then let's go with battle. I'll say difficulty 5 because they are in motion, flying well out of the reach of the castle, and you've just appeared here. So 5.
Let's go. I got a 6.
A 6, perfect. Oscar, you see as a chain wraps around you, and your flight is, for the second time today, you've lurched in place. as your momentum is interrupted and you're pulled back towards the castle.
Get
Inside,
over here.
get over here.
Oh,
Love
good lord.
it. You arrive back in the helm, both of you. In fact, I'll say that the good thing that comes out of rolling a 6 is Oscar slams into you, Normandy, which is good because as you both are together, you see that you're back to back, surrounded by a group of nefarious looking demons. Though, to be honest, I don't think any demons never ever looked not nefarious, but these look particularly nefarious. Um, they all seem to be growling, and on the floor below you, as the fire seems to simmer down, you see arcane rituals of the infernal kind. Seemingly, someone has set up a portal to the hells below.
I see it. So when you say demons, you mean like hellhounds, or you mean like humanoid kind of demons?
Humanoid kind of demons.
I mean, I'm scared. There's only one proper way to deal with them. We have to speak with them in the language they understand, the language of love.
Well, absolutely. I believe our biggest demons should only be the ones that are inside us.
Exactly. Hey, I like it. You want to lead this dance? And just like, how? Actually, I have ideas. I want to hear because Oscar's got the higher sexy. How does Oscar gonna try and
To give you a perspective of what the demons, they are gorgeous. They are all their skin, while red, is slicked with oil. Some of them are muscular, others are more rotund, but it's this kind of lush nature to them. There's some that are hairy, some that are just like smooth as butter or hot oil, whatever works for you, really. The horns all have weird and interesting shapes that leaves much to the imagination. And they all have tails because tails are a thing. And
I like. He looks at the side.
The things we learn about Shubham through these streams is incredible.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's like he points at the little rotund like, "Oh, I like it, go more, But yeah, how are we? Yeah, so basically,
You're
gonna chat
yeah,
them
I'm
out?
going.
What are we gonna do?
I'm going to. Yeah, I guess Oscar is going to try and chat up one of the demons, but I, as the player, don't know how to chat up a demon. So maybe I'll go up to him and say something along the lines of, "Oh my word, you must be," and you sort of squint at the demon a little bit. You must be quite a joy to be around in a cold winter.
I will say this is a hard roll because you just straight up walk. Like the demon has to be fairly shaken up by your approach for this to work. So I'll say the difficulty for this. Oscar is very sexy though, right?
Yep.
I'll say the difficulty is 5. This doesn't quite feel 6. I'll say 5.
Okay. But I'm also going to add, Shubham, not only is Oscar sexy, but he's also determined. So I'm going to spend my determination from failing the last roll on this.
Yes, let's do it.
What form are you
in? That's a good point. I'll just be in my human form. Wave those locks, bat those eyelids, and roll. So out of the 4 dice, 2 of them are 6s. So
Oh, it's hard to imagine a demon sweating. It's not a characteristic or feature of their anatomy. Yet this one seems awkward and seems to blubber, it's like look away. And it's like, I don't want to hurt you. Just step aside. And as this one says that, another one's like, you're weak. It's time to kill some humans. And another one steps in his place.
I come around that one. I pull my whip behind me, and I'm just like, what if I like being hurt a little bit?
Oh God, I don't know why I decided I should play this game a second time.
You didn't learn. How many times do you have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Oh gosh. All right, go ahead and roll sexy for that.
Yeah, I've only got 2 dice for this. It's fine. It's good times. All right, then I apologize for how many people have left chat at this point. Here we go. What was the difficulty?
5.
I got a 4.
What's it? two things happened. One, when the previous demon stepped aside, flustered by Oscar's comments, Oscar, you did glimpse sight of a shadowy figure that seems to be flitting around behind the demons, just out of your sight. It's kind of like this peripheral notion that there's someone watching who you can't quite see. The other thing that happens when Normandy goes and tries to flirt is that the demon decides to take your chain and start to choke you, and not in the sexy way. They're like, let's see how you like that.
We should have established safe words.
Oh boy. As the rest of the demons all start to slowly surround you guys, their hands lighting up with fire, it seems that you are in a dire situation.
I think because I'm being choked, like Oscar should probably have the first go because I'm dealing with that.
Sure.
And where do I? Yeah, introducing chat to a brand new fetish. It's not new for any of them.
Right. So as I see, as I see Normandy saying, we should have established safe words. I guess I'm just gonna shake my head and just shake my head and go, here we go, and bring out the old Doom Fist and use the Doom Fist to sort of like grab hold of the demon and pull the demon back, and say, no. Now it's very important when you practice any kink to observe care and safety.
Are you trying to wrestle this demon away?
Yep, I'm trying to wrestle the demon off with my one battle.
All right, go ahead and roll battle for this. Let's see
what's
goes.
the difficulty number?
The difficulty for this wrestling a demon. You know what? It's challenging, but it's not like the biggest demon out there. I'll say 4.
Well, I got 5, so
there you go. All right. Successful, which means you start to essentially choke this demon out. Demon lets go of Normandy, and also because of how easily you start doing that. What does the Doomfist look like, by the way?
So Oscar is like, so basically the bit in Ms. Marvel, the kind of big glittery crystal fist.
Yeah.
Only a lot more sparkly and rainbow than already established.
Right. Amazing. As this thing comes out and starts to, everyone around you is also seemingly enamored by it. And you definitely hear one of the other demons go, I can see that fist doing a lot of interesting things. And there are some who are like, maybe they are not so bad. I mean, we could use some of this in hell. Another one shouts at you, like, hey, you guys want to come back with us?
I'm not the kind of person who goes back to someone's house on the first date. Maybe buy me dinner first.
Yeah. As you're like chatting up, you got their attention with the giant rainbow fist. I've kind of gone to where you said there were runes on the ground that kind of
all over the floor.
Yeah. So like with my knowledge of where did it go? Occult shadowmancy. The word in it is occult, so that means I probably have some idea. I know how to like portal places with shadows. So using my base knowledge of like, so this one says arrive. So which is the one that says deport? So I'm just trying to like mess with the runes to kind of like send them back.
As you're playing around with this, I'm going to say you can roll Wizard to see if you can decipher this. The difficulty is not high. It's a 4.
Got it. I'm going to use my determination to roll 2 dice instead of 1. So let's roll. I got a 5.
A 5. Okay, yeah, you definitely succeed. You definitely find the runes that enable this. Just as you're doing this, you more than welcome. You realize that it's a simple alteration, and if you trigger it, these demons will be sent back to wherever they came from. So that's a good thing. The other thing that does happen, however, is you see someone appear next to you, a figure clad in what seems to be white cloak. Their faces are imperceptible. You look through the hood and you can't see anything. And you just hear a voice that goes, no, you will not come in my way that easily. What do you want to do? Because you can go ahead and deport right now if you want to.
This like strange being like floating in the air, just like standing in front of me.
It's just next to you, standing next to you.
Yeah. So I just this is like, I would say something sexy, but my throat is still hurt. It's kind of crushed from last time. And then I just try and change the runes.
Okay. You change the runes. Oscar, you see as the demon that was in your hand starts to shake because it seems the magic is summoning him back. Do you want to let go?
Yeah, I'll let go for now.
As you let go, they all seem to get pulled towards the ground as if like the gravity on them has increased tenfold, and they slam into the ground. You see as the portal lights up, and you what's it? They all start to slowly turn to essentially embers and disappear. However, as they're doing this, Normandy, the figure next to you, drops your hood. You see as there is a majestic beard, and it is absolutely kind of like chiseled into a perfect shape. Um, and the eyes have these two kind of black tattoos that run downwards. And they seem to say to you, is like, you should have found out my school of magic. And they suddenly alter the portal a little bit, opening a supreme doorway. And suddenly you are also sent somewhere. Your vision, both of your visions flashes as if, and suddenly you feel extremely hot and then cold. And then kind of lukewarm, and it's like, oh, that's not too bad. And then really hot all over again as you arrive on what seems to be essentially a small rock in a sea of lava. And you look around you, and there are these essentially these fountains of red lava just falling all around you. You could easily presume that this is some part of hell that you have been sent to.
Okay. So bad news, Asker. We've ended up in hell again. Good news, and I like point in like the direction of where the bearded evil person was like, potential daddy.
Back up, back up. Did you just say ended up in hell again?
Yes. Remember that time a few weeks ago where I said we were in Las Vegas for that bachelor party? It wasn't. They couldn't afford Las Vegas, so that's where. And it was. I told you it was theme night. It was great. It was a good time.
I don't think I want to ask any more questions.
Fine. We just have to. And I looks around. Is it just like we're in the hot bit of hell with just like lava all around us and
Yeah,
open
you
sky?
look closer. You look closer. There are definitely other. This seems to be like a very nasty version of Flores lava. There are some pockets of rock to stand on, but lava seems to flow pretty free form over here, and it's all around you, which means that you have to go quite far to be out of whatever this area is right now.
That's looks like. Yep, rock is the answer. Looks at Oscar, seeing if he gets the idea.
I mean, beat scissors.
Hey, I bet turning into the big bird rock so we can fly out of this.
Oh, that. Yes, absolutely. I do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Huzzah.
I would say, yeah, I think this is
Not the
easy.
first time I've mounted him, but it's never been sexual.
Oh boy. Okay. Yes, you do transform into a massive rock. Funny thing about rocks, uh, one of the reasons why often wizards don't turn into very large creatures, is because they tend to attract a lot of attention. And hell has its own little brand of creatures that are there to make sure, um, you know, flying isn't that easy. So even though you do turn into a rock and you are able to pick up Normandy, as you're flying, and you do see there in the horizon there is a place where the lava ends and it turns to mostly just steaming water, as if pouring into a massive ocean. You see flying towards you these three black leathery winged beings. And
God.
yes,
The
yes.
bat out of hell.
Yes. As these bats out of hell fly towards you, at first they look quite small before they get bigger and bigger, and you see that there are mounted riders on them carrying what seem to be cudgels. Very reminiscent of some kind of IP that we don't have the right to talk about. Because that estate really likes to sue people. As these winged creatures with their mounted riders are flying towards you, you do notice that the people riding them, they have this dark, I'm talking like literally black and silver skin, right? It's the flesh is translucent black. The bones must be made of silver itself. The hair is white and flowing, and the eyes are a shade of gray that is as cold as like a wintry night. Um, and they are flying towards you. The creatures letting out a relentless scream. How do you want to engage them or not engage them?
But could you want me to hold them back with the whip, or do you want to just go for the attack and we try and take one of these bats or take some of the bats for ourselves?
So what if I'll just say this in character. What if I drop you over one of the bats and you take them with your chain, and that leaves me to more free to be more acrobatic with the other one?
I like the way that you think, Bird Brain. And he's just getting ready to like jump, to do the acrobatic jump as command.
Amazing. I'll say that this is a level 4 battle to kind of get this coordinated momentum going. So either one of you could roll this.
Yeah, I'll do it. Let's go. Start jumping. Start rolling. You said it was 4?
Yeah.
I got it exactly, which means my stress goes up.
Nice.
But I succeed.
All right. As you go flying into to one of them, you are able to land. However, as you land, it's your turn to be absolutely stunned by the beauty of the being in front of you. The tables have turned, and good Lord, this person is gorgeous. Are you in love? Is this what love feels like?
I don't know. I've only felt it. I've only felt it twice before this morning. But I think it could be. Yeah. So come down. I've imagined like I went down and it's like, oh, I missed a bat, but my whip went around on the bat's like neck, pulled around, landed on top, and I landed, see him face to face.
Yeah.
Both him surprised by me being, them being surprised by me being there, me being surprised by like how good they look, and I said like,
yep.
We don't have to make this more. We don't have to make this painful. If you don't want to.
I mean, a little pain is nice.
It is. I just like getting close to it. Like, you can just be a good boy right now. You could be very bad a lot later. We just need a ride out of hell.
I can take you, but I don't know about your friend.
No way. He likes to watch. He can follow from afar.
Well, I guess Oscar likes to watch now.
Oh,
I could be lying. I could be lying. I could be lying. You don't know. You could be like, I don't. That was one time in Las Vegas.
As you say this, Oscar, what are you doing? Because you do see Normandy currently making meaningful eye contact with one of your enemies. What do you want to do?
Well, the plan was that I could be more acrobatic and try and fend off the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead with that for now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just try and fend some of the other bats off.
Go ahead and roll battle to see how you do with that.
3, so not great.
You rolled a 3?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay. You very quickly find yourself with both of them essentially able to cut into you with their fanged. What I can't remember the word. Claws?
Talons?
Talons. Wow, talons was escaping me there. They start ripping into you. Oh, Normandy, this definitely pulls you out of your stupor as you see your friend Oscar currently being mauled by 2 bats. Do you want to do anything?
Yeah, I'm like, can you? And like I put my hand like on his chest, like it's very sensual. If there's chest hair, grab and say, "Are you going to tell your friends to stop hurting my friend?"
Um, I could, but then it's due to your love. I I don't know what to choose.
Are you telling me a demon does? You're already here because you like to break a few rules. Is sexy, or this to try and get him to tell his friends to back
I
off?
suppose a true angel of hell should enjoy breaking rules, shouldn't they? Even if they are the rules of hell.
Mm-hmm.
You make sense. I mean, even the betrayer had to betray their original cause. Uh,
If
okay,
anything, they'll respect you more for it.
exactly. And they fly towards you, Oscar, and start fighting the other bats on your side. You can go ahead and either jump on with Normandy, or you can continue to fight. What do you want to do?
I'll jump on with Normandy at this point.
Okay,
Oh my word.
you
Oh,
turn back into
Normandy.
human.
Got it. So yeah, the other guys, they're not backing off. They're like fighting us, and the three of us are on one back.
As soon as Oscar lands with Normandy, first of all, your bat is now heavily weighted down. But the other two that you're fighting, they kind of see and they're confused by what they're seeing. And you hear one of them shout back, "Is like, this isn't over yet. We will come back with new orders." And they both seem to fly off.
Uh, what's cool? And I look at, I say to Oscar, and it's like, your magic, it can control animals, right?
I mean, with to a certain extent, I can try.
Could you tell him? Could you have those two other bats who are going away just turn upside down? I don't think they have mounts. I don't think they have saddles.
Um, that's a good idea. I'll try to turn those. I'll try to sort of Jedi mind trick those bats and turn them upside down.
Not the one we're on.
Oh yeah,
The two
those.
that are flying
I
away.
said
Okay.
those.
Yeah.
This is the challenge. I would say it's a 5 on the visit scale.
Okay.
You can do it.
I rolled a 6.
Yay.
I rolled a 1 and a 6.
Nice. They flip over somehow, completely moved by your command of their language that they rarely hear anyone speak. Even their riders often just use the language that they've been training them in to command them around. It's so rare for them to hear the dangerous screeches that they're familiar with that they're moved.
Yeah. So in their dangerous screeches, I tell them, "Hey, gorgeous, why don't you do a trick for me and loop the loop?"
You see as both of them loop to loop and drop their riders. Their riders go flying into the ocean. Your friend, by the way, whose name is Tell. Tell looks like, oh my, they weren't that great anyway. Who cares? And as the bats, do you want them to come back to you or just loop to loop and then keep?
I mean, if we're kind of weighing down this one, if we each take a bat, it'll probably be like easier for the three of us to travel.
Amazing. The bats come back then, and both of you are able to now ride Hellbats. That's the rider who's with you goes. So, what brings you? Yeah, it's not like you come here often. I haven't seen you around before.
Just seen us 2 weeks ago. We kind of got sent here by someone with the who's trying to bring down our castle for some or use our castle for some nefarious purpose. They were summoning a bunch of demons. Maybe you know them. There was a huge bunch of them. Some variety of sexiness. Just like some a little while ago, just got sent back, and so we're trying to get back to our academy, which is not the name of the academy.
I've got it's the College Errant.
Yes, we need to get back to the College Errant. So if you know a way to get us back to the mortal plane or back to the College Errant, that would be great.
You're from that college?
Yes.
We hate your people.
But doesn't that just make it better? A forbidden romance pulls the battle a little closer.
Uh,
Sorry, can I just try and understand what did our people do that make you hate us so?
well, you're constantly thwarting our attempts to rise up and take back the mortal realm. It's a real thorn in our sides, and we don't get any bonuses for failed attempts, so we just work overtime for the Hell Lords, and at the end of the day, you thwart us, and then we are back to square one. It's a
I
grind.
mean, I fully understand your desire to rise up, but can I just check? Is that a thorn in your side, or are you just happy to see me?
You can roll sexy for that. I've
What
never
am I
heard of a
rolling again?
monogamous hell demon, so I'm going to say that this is a 4. They're definitely up for some polyamory.
I mean, it's not like we're official or anything.
Straight.
What you
Because I
get?
just rolled a 3.
Oh no! This is your
uh,
thing. Wait, what is your stress level currently?
My stress level is currently 2. So
Okay,
okay.
we're fine.
Ooh.
We're
Yeah.
okay for now. You haven't popped.
Yep.
That would actually be the fastest way back.
It's true. Or can your soul even escape hell?
Yeah.
All right. You tried this, and they're like, no, really, you guys are the worst. It's actually I'm actually second guessing my decision to let my friends fall to their. Well, they're not dead; they're just stuck in the water. But I am not sure how I feel about this anymore. I really need some time to think about this.
Okay.
That guy was right. He came here and he was telling us that we should all help him out, and I was like, no, this seems overkill. But I'm starting to think he was right. Maybe he had an idea.
Would this guy happen to be a majestic beard, black iris, cat-like eyes, white clothes? Is that the guy?
Yeah, you know.
Oh yes, no, he's the one who, instead of helping your friends not be sent back to hell, just sent us back instead.
The what if you're lying? I know your people are known for lying.
But I got the person exactly right without you
Yeah,
telling
but
me
you could have
about it.
been you could have been doing mind tricks. I don't know. Your
And
friend
he
there
said, like,
just mind tricked a bunch of bat hells into throwing my friends overboard.
I think your mind's a lot more sophisticated than a few bats, wouldn't you say? I think there's a lot in there. A lot of
Sexy
great
thought.
words. Okay. I'm so sorry, chap. Here we go. That's a total of 4, but it's actually a 3.
Oh,
Hold on a second. I need to check something. Okay, I'm okay. I have not. My stress is fine. So that was a fail, but I'm not exploding yet.
okay. You find that this person is not moved by your something about the mention of College Errant has absolutely ruined their day and shattered any possibility for romance. They pat their hellbat, and they're like, "It's time to call in the reinforcements. We should get rid of some of them while we still can." And the hellbat lets out a massive screech, and soon you see from the surrounding neighborhood around the ocean, just rising out of the ocean itself, are a variety of nefarious creatures that seem to start, essentially just flying, climbing on top of each other to try to attack you. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah. He told us his name was Tell, right?
Yes.
Okay. I look at him and I'm just like, Tell, normally I don't like to do this, but because I really thought we could have had something, some really, a really great 3-night stand, but you pushed this. Because I know his true name, I'm going to use my knowledge of the occult. And once you know a demon's true name, you kind of have power over them. And basically
Yes.
kind of just like command him to kind of like obey, stop this nonsense and just like,
Yeah.
submit. Like,
Okay.
I'm not usually Dom in this position, but I'll play it this way. I guess this is Wizard.
I honestly I would give you sexy for this as well, but it's one of the two.
All right, then. I think my sexy is higher, so we'll give it a go. All right, I might just pop, guys, and not in the fun way. Here we go.
Oh no.
Whatever number you were going to give, it's not high enough. It's a 3, which means I pop.
As you say these kind of fighting words, here's the thing: if you're not a top and you're going to pretend to be a top, you should take some practice lessons because it can really backfire. You almost, for a moment, see Tell kind of almost blush at the mention of you saying, "Oh, I'm not usually dumb," but then you turn into mists and shadow and essentially disappear, leaving Oscar in hell to deal with these issues by themselves.
Well, now that's just typical. He can never last the night.
Hey, Oscar, you are currently surrounded. Tell looks at you and goes, "My new acquaintances will take care of you." I would say see you in hell, but you're kind of already here. And with that, Tell seems to fly away. What do you want to do as the armies of hell are rising towards you?
Right. So all right. So the sexy didn't work. But the one thing that I have tried before that did was tried to talk to those bats and get the bats on side.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and uh try and turn into a bat myself
Mm-hmm.
and try and lose them in the swarm of bats that are converging on us.
Okay. This is I want to say visit, right? This is
Hmm.
it's in the odd space. I'll say you can roll visit for this.
Amazing. And I was I guess
Difficulty. I'm going to say the difficulty for this is high.
uh-huh.
It's a 5. It's not 6 yet, but I'd say it's a 5.
Ah, yes. But this time, I mean, I'm not just determined, I'm hell-bent.
I see.
And I got a 5.
Hey, okay. Um, as you turn into one of the Hellbats and blend in, first of all, you see the panic run through. It's like, where'd it go? Where'd it go? And some of them started, it's like, it's him. And some of them start attacking each other thinking it's you. So that's one of the upsides of this situation. However, you also hear as a bat, you are suddenly more familiar with a frequency of communication that a lot of these creatures were on. Um, and you hear someone whispering, simply just constantly repeating the phrase, "Find them. Don't let any of the wizards escape. I'm almost done." Um, and that kind of keeps recurring in your mind. And as a bat, you could definitely have a homing sense on where that sound might be coming from. It's a bit further away from where you are, but you can tell that there's a wave being sent out on a frequency the bats can hear.
Right. Well, if Normandy were here, I'd tell him about the frequency that I hacked into and how we can triangulate the location of this. But unfortunately, it appears to me that I've been left to my own devices.
And Normandy, meanwhile, you reappear in the familiar lounge of the College Errant. Tea is served in front of you by the spirit, who kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh, back already? Was it successful then?"
Nope. And he's like, grabs the tea, downs it.
Yeah.
He says, "I need to head to the demonology room. The one with the help, the one we for some reason teach first years how to use. That one." And just like heading down that one. Heading down that way.
Of course, it's like it starts up like the face is traveling along the walls. I was like, "Well, you can go there, but what's up with the helm? The castle's still not moving. Where did you go?"
There was a bunch of demons down there, and then this guy, I described the guy with the magnificent beard, kind of teleported us to hell. I popped out back up here. Don't know what that says about me. If I'm a lich secretly, if that was part of the contract, I might have missed it. That's okay. I think I may have lost most of my accent in hell. It's slowly coming back as we are talking. But right now, yes, okay, we're good. We are back. That's good. We need to he sent us down there. I popped. Oscar is still down, so I need to create the portal to hell so that he can come back. Now, trying to remember Oscar's full name so that I can do the spell, but it's fine. It's fine. How many Oscars can there be in hell? Really?
Oh boy.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to go to our portal room. Does she react when I describe the magnificent beard and the person?
As you say, there's like, oh, that's the guest that the headmaster is currently entertaining.
Currently, as in right this minute?
That's what currently means.
And entertaining as in...
How is he entertaining him with the photography, or is he entertaining him with some photography?
Yes.
That's sly dog. Okay, can you keep the office closed? No one come in, no one come out, because that is a dangerous man who wants something. That is the man who sent us to hell. I'm going to get the portal ready.
I can't do anything to the office, but okay. Do you want me to alert the other visits?
Warn the other visit quietly. Keep an eye on it, and let me know if this guy does anything, and I mean anything.
Okay.
I want to play by play.
All right. Goes off
yes.
to do that, I guess, and you start summoning Oscar back. Is that your plan?
Yeah, I'm trying to go down to the demonology class and try and just like create a little portal to hell to kind of like summon Oscar back, or like at least create a portal so he can like fly out in a very dramatic kind of way, like get to the portal, come out of here, shut it before the demons chase after him, because that's epic and fun.
Shout out to Indrani, who's been making live art while the stream's been happening. It looks fucking amazing.
The fuck? Where?
Yeah, it's you can watch the link later. Focus, Normandy. You have a friend to rescue. Did you cast a spell? I need you to roll a visit for this.
Yay!
What's the difficulty? The difficulty for this, I'll say, is 5 for reasons that I'll explain.
All right. I will use, because I want him back, I will use 2 determination. I think I can use multiple determination to roll extra dice. So come on and roll. So bad news. That was a failure.
All right.
On all 3 dice.
Now here's the reason why the School of Magical Doorways is such a highly sought after position, but with such restricted knowledge. The thing about doors, they go both ways. And if you're not careful with how you work your magic, you can land up places you don't exactly want to be. Ever walked in on a couple that you weren't supposed to walk in on? Yeah, that's what the first lesson of Magical Doorways is respect the sock.
As opposed to the couples you're supposed to walk in on.
Exactly, the ones who invited you.
Yeah, we have a party hat on the door instead.
Yeah. So, as you remember or fail to remember your lessons, you, for the second time today, are sucked through a portal that you weren't meant to go through, and you find yourself again falling. But at least you echolocated to the right place, because you're falling right on top of Oscar, who is currently in bat form. So you don't know why you're falling in a swarm of bats, but you're definitely falling somewhere close to Oscar. Oscar, you see it as Normandy is like, ah!
I'm like full nosedive heading down there, got my chain out, and it's just like, oh my god, one of these bats must have eaten Oscar. Don't worry, I will avenge you. And just like starts slashing wildly at any
as
bats.
your tomb chain goes flying around, slashing into the many bats.
Yeah, until he gets like a warning, like, dude, it's me. Like, I recognize your Kentucky Fried accent.
Be careful, you blithering fool.
Hey. It's you.
Be careful where you swing that thing. I know it's not the first time you're hearing that.
Hey.
You were watching. And that goes there.
You guys are reconnected in this moment. You see, seeing you appear, a lot of the bats have backed away, and instead, flying towards you is a winged demon. Imagine, Well, it's very easy to imagine Frieza, essentially, but with wings.
So legally distinct entity.
Yes,
Sure.
legally distinct entity that just
So this
happens
is
to
so this is Hotza.
yes.
Yeah.
No
Ah,
relation. Yes. As Hotza is flying towards you and goes, "Who dare enter my domain and bother my bats?"
Pardon. Went the wrong direction. We were kind of first down here by this man with a magnificent beard. He kind of sent us down here. Apologies, we are just on our way out. Sorry about this.
Halt! You cannot leave so easily. This man with the beard,
Hmm?
he has also been troublesome to me. I do not care for wizards coming here and meddling with my servants, and I do not care for your presence either. First of all, what are your names?
And he stopped and realizes it's sort of like Fey rules. You don't give your real names. And he says, like, well, if you treat me right, you can call me anything that you want.
Are you rolling sexy in this moment, or are you just
Why not? Why
Okay.
the fuck not? That's the name of the game. Literally, it's part of the name of the game. All right. So that's too sexy because I'm not as sexy as the bat. Here we go.
If you fail this, are you just too sexy and things go like escalate far, like get really steamy?
I hope so. What's the difficulty number?
The difficulty number for this? Well, you're just trying to avoid saying the name. Is there anything else you're trying to do?
I kind of want Hotza to kind of be to kind of like me.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll say difficulty 6. The Hotza
Good.
does not like you.
Good. 'Cause that's the number I got.
Oh, okay. You mark 1 point of stress.
Yeah, of course. I'm on
but
stress too.
Hotza goes, I have many things I can do to you that will make you let you call me whatever I want. And you, what's your name? Will you be joining us?
The bat.
Why, yes, I mean, far be it from me to get involved, but I do believe it's my responsibility to keep an eye on my friend here.
You can
Like he
keep
said,
more
he likes to watch.
You can keep more than an eye. But you didn't say your name.
Oh, well, my name is Tom Ato.
I can tell that you're lying. Neither of those names
I never
sing
give a
to
name.
me. But
Oh, well, I can sing.
can you now? Interesting.
I'm gonna try and serenade Hotza.
Okay, go for it. Roll
If you
sexy. Let's see how this goes.
if you
What
roll
am I
badly,
rolling again?
I imagine if he rolls badly, he rolls on a frequency that only bats can hear. So it's just
Yeah,
completely
I'm gonna use my last point of determination on this. What's the what am I rolling against?
You're serenading. Oh, well, Hotza's already leading a little, considering after Normandy's roll. So 5. I'll say it's a little
Okay,
less.
well that's good because I got exactly 5. Well,
Okay.
5, 5, 5, and 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
Amazing. You serenade Hotza. Is there a particular song that comes to mind?
Um,
it's one of the
Wh-
Backstreet
wh-
Boys songs.
um, what is that song that Benoit Blanc was singing in Knives Out? The one
Oh
with,
gosh.
and the thought of you stays bright. Etc.
Amazing. I also like the chat suggestion. You are my fire. You
Oh
are
yeah,
my own.
you are my fire.
As you sing this, Hotza seems to twirl in the air and perform a elegant ballet as you sing, and is undoubtedly very graceful. As the song seems to come to an end, you both realize that slowly and surely hot chains have been wrapping themselves around your ankles. Um, as as the song comes to an end, it's like, I think I'll keep both of you then,
Yeah,
but for fun.
I like that. But you know what they say, business before pleasure. And I think we have some business, both of us, with a very and with an unfortunate man with a magnificent beard, he's been causing both of us some trouble. How about you help us deal with him, and then you can have a little pain with him and a little pleasure with us. How does that sound? And he kind of looks as sexy as he can with chains on his feet.
So, I help you deal with this pest who has annoyed me before, and then I have your word that I will have my time with both of you.
I looked at Oscar to see if the bat agrees.
Yeah, Oscar nods.
That is a
I
deal.
mean,
then.
Oscar's just going to be watching, so the stakes for him are much lower.
That is a deal then. And as both of you feel a gentle nick on your faces right here, marking his contract upon you. With that, the chains fall a bit to the floor and they turn instead to ruins the marking a portal. It's like, I can tell where he is. He's left his scent on you. You can go deal with him. And when your work is done, I want you back. And as suddenly flames erupt from the portal, consuming both of you, they don't burn. Instead, they feel like a cool, gentle breeze. And you suddenly find yourselves back in the photo studio, and a loud gasp as you have caught Ray and the bearded man in a very compromising position.
This is certainly in flagrante.
Thank you for remembering the word. I didn't know how to say it.
We're all thinking it was a great save. Yes, and he turns it, and you see that he seems to have been enchanting Ray in that moment at this, or not enchanting Ray so much as enchanting the magic that he uses to control the ship. Ray just seems to be in the throes of whatever this guy's offering.
He's still got the camera, right?
Yeah, it's somewhere. It's fallen to the side of the bed.
Okay, it's like.
Wait, are you telling me they weren't photographing themselves?
Yeah, I imagine there was like
themselves.
I imagine the camera would be like on a tripod, walking about.
For Ray, for Ray, the camera is work. He doesn't like to work while having pleasure.
Some people, they're not two artists. Oh, well, we're person with the beard that's too magnificent for your face. We must have words. And he's like got his chain in not a sexy way, like actually whipping it still looks sexy. I can't lie. It's like unintentionally sexy. He's trying to be intimidating.
As he looks at Ray and he's like, "Excuse me, darling. Seems like some of your teachers need to be taught a lesson." And Ray's like, what? Why must work always come in the way of pleasure?" Ray seems out of it and is not quite realizing what's going on. This person stands up. You see as they seem to pull up their weapon, which seems to... So while you have a tomb chain and Oscar has a doom fist, they seem to reach behind them and then pull out. And by the way, they've been nude at this point. Elegant, athletic bodies. So you don't know where. How are they pulling? I'm not getting into the details.
I'm not going to ask any questions about the logistics.
He's a master of the spiral doorway. He has a portal space.
He has a portal space, exactly. Yeah. Reaches behind and you find a crystal in their hand. Obviously, kind of somewhat pointed. And as they're holding up this shard, as you can say, is like, "Come, let's duel." What do you guys want to do? As they seem to start casting multiple doorways to open up near you, everyone. And yeah, that's at least what you see them doing.
Sure. Like I look at Oscar and like we gotta get that shard away. And I'm just kind of like circling around this guy, trying to do that kind of like circling, kind of keep distance. Like, so what was the purpose of all this? If you just wanted to have a quickie with the director, you could have just arranged that without stopping the helm and summoning all manner of demons. Unless you like to have people watch, it's fine. Oscar does the same.
As he steps through one of the doors and he seems to appear at a different one, he throws a punch at one of you before again moving out of the way. It's like the purpose was simple. I didn't expect to find Ray over here. He's an old acquaintance, and I had to take a break to at least entertain him. However, the goal was always the same: to bring an end to this terrible place.
How can you dislike the Castle, the school errant? I mean, it has unlimited tea and coffee if you're a degenerate.
Why do you think it has unlimited tea and coffee? Who pays for it? And he goes through
I
another.
have a bad feeling you're going to start talking to us about the history of the East India Company.
It's like, so you do know about it, and yet you stay complicit in the functioning of this terrible college.
That is a good point there.
Exactly. Therefore, we must end this monstrosity and end the way it continues to consume and feed off the very world it pretends to protect.
So you're saying either we stop drinking the tea, or you try to destroy this place. Stops for a minute and says like, "Well, now we must fight to the death." He slams his hand on the camera to like do a flash to try and like startle this guy.
Yeah.
And then while the flash is going on, the picture's coming out, going to come out with like this chain to try and like grab
Nice.
the hand that's holding the crystal, to try and like pull it away.
Go for a roll battle for that, I would say. Battle 5.
Battle 5. 6.
6. Okay, you definitely succeed. You manage to latch on, and as you pull it, you see as the shard in their hand comes along with you. They fall to the ground. However, again, they seem to reach behind them and pull out another shard in their hand. But they are currently fallen on the ground and not able to move as quickly as they were before.
Cool. So I'm going to try and reason with them whilst they are, not currently able to retaliate, and say, now, whilst I do agree with you on the general principle of decolonizing knowledge production in the global north, I believe that in enacting this kind of violence on this institution, you seem to be reproducing the same hierarchies and reifying that which you intend to dismantle.
As you say, I'm going to say, go ahead and roll sexy, because this is intellectual sexiness. Let's see if this has any appeal.
Okay.
Wait. The difficulty for this is 6.
I don't care, because I rolled 3 1s.
Oh,
I rolled 3 1s.
Amazing, brutal.
This is what I used to do for a living, and I rolled 3 1s.
Amazing. Hey, it's not so much that you aren't persuasive enough; is that they are hell bent on their ways, and that's just how things are with some people.
It's really hard to get people to talk about intellectual thing when one hand is chained and then naked. I mean, yes, it can be done, as I'm sure you've done, but it doesn't always work.
And also, I had 6 points of stress at this point.
Did you? I don't know.
Yes, I'm going up to a 7th point of stress because of this
failure.
No,
which means
I think you pop.
Yep, I pop.
Okay, as you make your final point, you go out of things. At this point, the person goes, yes, valid points and all that, but I mean on ending the means of production altogether. So I'm not so sure about the hierarchy and everything. I don't know if you heard that wherever you are. He looks at you, Normandy, goes, cute chain. Creates a door that the chain falls into, steps through another door, comes up behind you and puts the knife right in the small of your back, essentially, and goes, how about you submit and I don't end you here?
Like he's up there, it's like, so when they say, so when you do this, you think they're going to make a statue for you? Write a book? An autobiography of the unknown asshole? The unnamed asshole?
Trust me, my asshole is anything but unknown. That said, I hope for no statues whatsoever. Were you trying to do anything in that moment? Or was it?
I'm trying to get him to like say his name. I'm trying to get, like come on. It's like, if you're going to try and like stab me, I'd at least like to know it's polite.
But I'll say go ahead and roll. You can roll sexy for this.
Oh, why not?
Just to see if you challenge your ego enough, essentially.
Yeah. Nothing sexier than having someone at your mercy, apparently.
There is
What
an
was the
appeal.
difficulty?
This was 6 to get them to say their name here.
It's only a 5. But I
Damn.
got a determination point and a stress.
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
Ray at this point has woken up and is like properly woken up and goes, "What is the meaning of this? Normandy, why are you fighting with my friend over here?"
It's a. I mean, does this really look like fighting? Because he's got a crystal on my neck and a crystal on my back. Wait, I only have one crystal. Oh my.
Oh boy. Ray's like, dear, do we really need to be fighting people right now? Can't you just come back and let things carry on? I don't. And at this point, the person seems torn. Normandy, this is a moment of indecisiveness that they have, which you can act upon.
Sure. I'm going to basically, with my chain, he's behind me, so I put my arms around me and kind of pull him close to me into kind of like a back grip, pull him close, and then I say, "Pizza, honey, I'm ready to come back."
What, honey? You're ready to come back?
Pizza.
Oh, interesting. Okay. You see as like, very well then. Welcome home. And you see as the portal opens up underneath your feet, flames shoot up. At the same time, we're going to quickly cut to Oscar, who is reappearing back in the tea lounge. How do you feel about tea being served to you right now, Oscar?
So as I reappear, I basically reappear mid-flow saying, and another thing, if you were to read Saidia Hartman, wasn't paying attention. Oh boy. I'm just gonna take just pick up a mug of tea and say, I'm gonna take this to go, and start running back towards the director's office to get back into help Normandy before things get even wilder.
Amazing. You reappear, and you reappear just in time. I'm going to say roll battle. I want to see if you get there before he disappears or after. The difficulty for this is 4. It's very low.
Well, I got a 3, so not in time.
You appear just as Normandy is teleported away. And as Normandy is teleported away, you hear Ray go, "Oh man, they took Jack away."
Right. Okay. So now that I know his real name,
yes,
I'm saying, oh, Jack, my word. Well, if I learned a thing or two from watching Normandy, I know for sure that one of the things we can do to deal with Jack in a precarious and delicate situation like this is and then I basically start inscribing the runes and writing his true name into the runes as well, and just trying to replicate what Normandy was doing previously.
Sure.
And I'm going to summon Jack back here, but do so in such a way that basically he'll be bound to the circle that he'll be summoned in, rather than being able to run amok through the portal. So a controlled summoning.
I see. You can roll visit for this. I'll think this is a difficulty 6.
Okay. Given that I got here just a little too late, I'm going to try and redouble that effort, and got a 6. I got
Amazing.
2 1s and a 6.
Amazing. Just enough. Normandy, you reappear in hell alongside your bearded friend, and you see as Hadza is smiling while sitting upon a throne that befits their station. They seem to be moving towards you. Just then, when they pause and they're like, "What's this? I thought you were bringing him back for me." And yet, and as you see as this person, the bearded person in front of you, they seem to start getting teleported away. And Hadza goes, "No, I said a deal's a deal. I go wherever you go." And they grab you, Normandy, and they grab the bearded person. Yeah.
Shubham, can I check? Were we supposed to get rid of him and bring him back? Because I was under the impression we were supposed to get rid of the bearded guy, Jack.
Get rid of him completely. Currently, the bearded Hadza thinks that you are backing out of the deal by letting him escape. which is why
Oh, right.
he's like acting the way he is. However, thanks to you summoning him back, he has a direct line to wherever they're supposed to be going into College Errant. You see Oscar as Hotza, Jack, and Normandy reappear in front of you.
A very tight circle.
Very tight circle. A lot of physical contact. Also, scales work a little bit differently when you reappear in the material plane. For mortals, you stay more or less the same scale. Turns out demons they look smaller in hell than they do in the real world. Out here, he's about 8 feet tall. And Hodza is looking down and goes, "Right, I've had enough of running around for a few days now." It looks at you, Oscar, and Normandy. Are you backing out of the deal or not?
Oh, sorry, Daddy. Sorry, Daddy. Oh, sorry. What? No, I brought him to you. I don't know how the spiral doorways brought him back. He was trying to get out of it. I was trying to be good. Are you going to punish me, Daddy? Hot Daddy? Daddy?
Oh boy, please don't clip that. I don't ever want to hear that whole sequence ever again in my life. Go ahead and roll sexy. Let's see if they believe you.
Okay. What do I got? I got 1 point of determination. I'm going to spend it. So I'm rolling 3 dice. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty for this is simply 4. You're just trying to convince them that you're being honest.
Fudge me. I wasn't looking at. No, it's fine. I was rolling it. I was treating it as canon. That is a 3 as the highest.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that moment,
hold on. How is my? Oh my god. Okay. Well, my stress was 3, and I rolled a 3.
As you start to disappear, however, you feel yourself break at first, but then you start to reform before you can truly leave. And you see as Hotza's holding his hands, I was like, you're not getting away that easy. Hotza seems to look at both of you and Jack. All of you seem immobilized. He looks at Ray and goes, "You speak for this college?" And Ray kind of goes, "Yeah, I started recently. You want to work out a deal?" And I was just like, "These 3, and I'll let your college be for a year." Ray looks at Oscar now and he's like, "Seems like a fair deal. You guys didn't ruin the helm altogether." Yeah, I accept that.
Now wait now, before you can make any alterations to my contract, you need to have a word with my union rep.
I'm gonna say you can say this, and for a 6, you can roll 6 on sexy. I don't know. And there is a union rep that is very formidable who will appear if you do so.
Well, this can go precisely 2 ways, and I got a 6.
Okay.
I got a 6.
You see as while all 3 of you are still bound, you see a man in the most functional utilitarian clothing, like scruffy beard that's not been shaved in days.
Good old Nick Winch is here.
Yeah, Nick Winch is like coffee stains, hair's like barely there, but burly figure. And they have these hardened hands that seem to speak of like just years of work with their hands, and they're looking at you and going, "It's like, got into a bad contract, huh? Don't worry, I can handle it." Kind of seems to hold up a pen that is like very large. You're like, "Why do you need a pen that large?" And looks at Hotza. Hotza is like, I don't want any trouble with the union. Nick Wench looks at you, Oscar, and goes, "What terms do you prefer?"
Right. So I got a 6. So what is the bad thing that happens?
I mean, you get stressed.
You still have the possible thing that there will be some term. You can't just back out of this. So you get to make an option.
All right. So the option is, instead of going to hell, instead of being transferred to hell, that's just going to be a 2-month sabbatical, and then I can come back to the college afterwards.
2 months sabbatical. That seems fair, doesn't it? Hotsa, was it? I've spoken to your lord. He wouldn't want to deal with the extra paperwork. Not right now. It is end of the season. And Hotsa's like, 3 months. Union rep was like 2.5, and that's all you get. 2.5, and they have to wear whatever I ask them to wear. A union rep's like, this is out of my territory. You guys can figure this out. A contract signed. A flare of flame goes up as the paper vanishes into ashes. And you guys are sent back to hell. You do see Jack being sent off in chains to work in the depths of hell, while the two of you get up to whatever you want to get up to with Hotsa. We don't know the details of this.
We don't.
For the sake of the innocence of our audience, unless you guys have anything to add.
There's one person who does know the details, and that's Oscar, because he's been watching the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And wearing something that is of Hotsa's choosing. Hotsa turns out really is into priestly clothing. It's an odd fetish for a demon.
It's fair. I get it.
Exactly. With you enjoying your 3-month sabbatical in
2.5.
2.5.
Our union rep fought hard for this.
I wouldn't call that hard anything.
Tell that to my knees.
As you enjoy your sabbatical, that brings a close to this chaotic session of Sexy Battle Wizards, our first return to streaming in 2023. Next week, we are playing Heartbeats, and we look forward to seeing Indrani back over here at that point, and seeing what kind of medical chaos we get up to. But Vivek, thank you so much for joining us. It was a blast to have you here. Any highlights that you can think of from this chaotic session?
My highlight has to be the just how steamy everything got when we first started negotiating with the demons in the first place. Because that was just, I think that set the tone very well, and I think that was the point when we realized we couldn't really go off the rails if there were no rails to begin with.
That's Chirag.
Yeah, and like out of it, as steam as it got, there's just nothing can be said more for like how Oscar accidentally fucked me really hard by summoning me out of hell when I had the guy in hell, and it's like, well, I am completely.
Well, the moment you rolled when Oscar rolled a 3 for a 4, I was like, well, it can't really go worse for Oscar, so it must go worse for Normandy in this one.
Yeah, and I tried to argue my case, and I was just confetti. I'm like, well, and like frozen confetti. I was like, well, at least you got the union rep, and it was fun seeing the union rep defend us, because like, shit, I'm gonna be down.
When we were off stream before we started, people, we were joking about like we're not joking. We're talking about lines and rails, and then we're talking about how this is going to be a goofy session, so we probably won't be talking about capitalism and any kind of we won't bring politics into this one, right? And then 40 minutes into it, so let's talk about how this college is not possibly a good idea. Anyway.
I mean, each time we come back to this college, it's increasingly clear this is a bad place.
It's a terrible idea. Honestly, any institution with this much power and so little oversight cannot possibly be a good thing. So yeah, I'm surprised there aren't more evil wizards that come out of this than good wizards. But
you have to have the sort of evil wizardry industry churning so that the good wizards can get a job.
It's true.
And really, it's a matter of perspective. I mean, who cares if the guy has a white hat or black hat if they're casting fireball everywhere?
It's true. Anyway, that's us for tonight. Reminder, Legend of Vox Machina Season 2 premiere is on the 20th of Jan. We'll be doing a watch party on the server. And we have mod applications also on the server. So if you'd like to help us with the community, make sure to turn up for that. And then we have a duet game jam. If you have a solo RPG or a game that can be played between 2 people, make sure to submit it. You'll need the game jams role. All of this is on the server. Come ask questions. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next week. Adios.
Bye.